G'day YouTubers. I'm out hunting mackerel again this trip. I've been hunting mackerel using a trolling board for 2 seasons now. The first season I did pretty good, but so far this season I've come up donut. I'm not sure why. I'm using the same rig I used on the first season. I guess that I'm going in the wrong areas perhaps, or maybe that I need a different rig this season to do something different, deeper, shallower, not sure what. But after 3 trips out where I did a fair bit of trolling, I've decided that I'm going to try something different, so I went and bought a pre-rigged trolling board and see if that works better than what I've been doing. You know, I can't do any worse, and it's one thing that I do have control of. I can't control whether I'm in the right spot or not. I can only do my best there, but I can change the trolling board and I will know whether that makes a difference. A reasonably early start away from the ramp. It's just after, actually it's not after first light. I think I must have read the first light cable wrong, because that's definitely after first light. But anyway, reasonably early start, enough light to see the water by, so I'll be able to put on some speed fairly shortly. Last mackerel season I thought I did pretty good, considering that it was the first season I tried to fish for mackerel using a trolling board. But this mackerel season I've been out 2 or 3 times, so I've come up donuts on the mackerel. I've caught some fish, but donuts on the mackerel each time, not a single targeted species on any of those trips. I've only been using the trolling boards for about 2 years. This is the 2nd season now. First season, I didn't do too bad. I got a few with them. Took a little bit of a experimentation to get started, but I did land a couple. I don't know, 8, 10, something like that. But this season, I've come up donuts. So 2 or 3 times I've been out trying. So I've bought a setup from Mr. Bait, this one here. He's rigged it. I'm going to give that a go and see if I can do any good with that. Fingers crossed. Once I had my rigs deployed, it was just a matter of trolling around the bait balls, trying to find where the bait was hanging out. I figure that's where the mackerel are going to be, and keeping an eye out for other baits. That sunrise was looking pretty good. Just wow. I love it. Haven't got any mackerel yet though, that would make it even better. Plenty of bait around, so I just got to keep going around until I find where the mackerel are, I guess. As I said, this is only my 2nd season doing this, so I've still got a million things to learn. I do figure that if I find bait fish, there should be mackerel around, because big fish eat little fish. Find the little fish, you should find the big fish. So I've found heaps of bait here. I'm hoping that I'm going to find some mackerel hanging around it, so I'm going to try and troll around the area where all the bait is, in the hopes of picking up some mackerel. Just while I'm trolling around, I'm taking some screenshots of the 2 sounders that I have. I'm putting up the Raymarine screenshot first with the traditional blue pellet. The second screenshot is from the Hummingbird with the yellow pellet, or amber pellet, whatever you want to call it. And they're both of the same school. The Raymarine is running a little bit slower scroll rate. It has a bigger screen, it has a higher resolution than the Hummingbird. The Hummingbird's smaller screen, slightly lower resolution, and I'm running a slightly faster scroll rate to compensate for that, which is why you see the schools a little bit differently in each sounder. The Hummingbird doesn't quite show the size of the school the same way that the Raymarine does. All that being said, I do think the Hummingbird has a much clearer picture, and that's the result of having a much higher frequency that it operates at for the down imaging. Anyway, as I said, the whole idea is to follow these schools around, try and stay in the area where the schools are, in the hope that the mackerel are there too. See how that works out. If I'm going about this the wrong way, or if anyone has a better idea on how to find the school mackerel, let me know in the comments below, because this is only my 2nd season at doing this and I still have an awful lot to learn about it. Got some surface activity there. It's an operating surface, and I don't know if I'm going to get close enough for a cast. Oh, I think I got on one in that last bust up back there. I've got to be able to get him in though. The old reel's having a hard time of it. Oh. Every time I had to replace this reel, I'll slow us down a bit. That might help too. even got the landing net or anything out. Oh, that took me totally by surprise. They busted up right next to the boat while I was trolling. It was just as well I had the rod in my hand. Oh, bonito, is it? Yeah. Oh, all okay. I'll take that. You're gonna have to replace that reel though, because had that been a big spotty, I wouldn't have stood a chance of landing him, I don't think, with that reel. I could feel the gears inside it slipping. Oh, I don't have much doubt it's had its day. Put that down there and get us back up to speed for the troll. Oh, I'll be breaking up over there. I'll go over there and see if I can get another one. Where's that bust up gone? Up there. Okay, there's plenty of them around anyway. Probably all bonito, but they're fun to catch. So I hope you can see the bust ups there in the GoPro right in front. I think I need to steer a little bit to the left. Try and put them down on my right hand side. I think they're moving a bit to the left. So there. Out like that. And get ready to cast. Yeah, hopefully they'll look busting up right in front. Oh, got one again. Oh shit, slightly bigger this time. Oh, those gears aren't going well. That's slowing down a bit. Jeez, I must remember to get a bloody net out. Ooh, what have we got this time? For another one. Another one of the same. Oh, we've got one up too. Oh. Right, whoa, beaten. Oh, bust up there. Shit. All happening. I think this one's just up for weed. By the looks of it, it is. Let's get that forward, see if I can get a lure back into that bust up before it's too late. Go. Should have dropped the other one and thrown the lure first up. Never mind. Next time. Yeah, I think I'm going to head a bit to the west, get closer to the Naval Banks, and then resume my trolling for mackerel. I've got a couple of bonito, they make damn good bait. Bonito was a bit upset about coming on board and threw his breakfast up. What they're feeding on there, hope you can see that in the GoPro. There's those little fish there. That's the bait schools that they're busting up on. Oh, I didn't put the rubber mats in. Dang, it's going to be a pain if I happen to get anything. There's blood everywhere in the carpet. Oh well, too late to worry about it now. Looks like someone's got a string of pops out here. And bloody black floats with no name on them, the pricks. And there's another one. I nearly hit one before. Bloody black floats. What arsehole would do that? Stupid idea. And illegal, by the way. That's it, there's another one out there. You've got them all down along this bank, but out in 20 odd feet of water, yeah, which is fair enough if you do something other than a black plate so you can see the bloody thing. I've just looking at the line angles. I don't think there's any doubt that the trolling board from Mr. Bait is going to run deeper. I haven't got anything on either of them yet. I do like the behaviour of this one. Got a hit. And on Mr. Bates. Oh, he's not a bad one either. Okay, now I've got to bring you in by hand. Woo. Straight in there for the moment, I think. Woo. All right. Hey. Quick. Oh, come on, I want to measure you. Yep, you're good. You are good now. This is the trick. For catching mackerel. Good. Settle down. Lasso his tail like that. I'm getting up on the bait board. I need a knife. Pretty straight so he bleeds. Make sure your lasso's nice and tight. And then train down in your well. So you can wash the blood out later. And get your line back in so you can catch another one. That's very important. Oops, might have one on the other one as well. I better slow us down because we're getting close to the other side of the channel. I don't appear to have anything on him. Something's decidedly wrong with the whole setup here. What is it? We lost the... Oh, we had something on him and he's broken the line. Shit. That must have been a decent one. Alright, I'll have to replace that. Bloody hell. Alright, that one's out. Lucky I got spares. Woo, another one. Oh, oh. Oh, this might be a bigger one, huh? You can make more of a fight of it. Oh, heck, nice one. Oh, come away from there. Oh, come on, oh, gotcha. Whoa, whoa, that's a nice one. Oh, glad I gaffed him. Oh. Okay, just settled in.
It looks a bit gory, but it's very important to bleed mackerel as soon as you catch them. They taste a lot better that way. They're pretty active once they get in the bait, so you'll need something to subdue them. I just use a bit of heavy rake handle that I cut off for the job. That dispatches them quite nicely. But you can buy special clubs. They're like little baseball bats. Get them in wood or aluminium if you're going up market. But they do cost a lot more than cutting off a bit of old rake handle. The other thing you need to do with all your fish in order to get the best flavour on the table is to get them on ice as soon as possible. What I do is pack my esky half to 2/3 full of ice when I leave of a morning. I freeze ice cream buckets full of water because the block ice lasts a lot longer than party ice, and it's also a lot cheaper when you're using a fair bit of ice. Once I catch a table fish, I put seawater in with the ice. That gets really cold and throw the fish in that. Best way to preserve the flavour for the table.
We popped again on this one. Something tiny, really tiny. A grinner or something probably. What is he? Yep. Grinner. Is he? Hang on, let's have a look at him. Yep, that's what he is. Oh, mate, or barely. I think that has to be close to PB for that big schoolie. I have to measure him. I think I might get him out and measure him now, just to know. What is he? Oh, nearly 90. 86. 86, that is a PB. I'm still doing no good on my rig, so if I don't do any good on this run, I'm going to pull mine in and leave it in and just go with Mr. Bait because it's the one that's catching the fish, and there'll be less risk of a tangle with just one in. As soon as I haven't got my holders pointing them both rods out. I'm going to bring mine in because I'm not doing any good with it. And I'll just go with the one Mr. Bait did up because that seems to be the go. In case you're wondering about whether the hand line's the problem, I have caught fish. I caught most of the mackerel in the first season on the hand line setup. So I don't think that's the issue. Looks like I will be replacing my trolling rigs next time I'm over Hammett Way. Oh. Oh, we got hit. I spotted that white thing floating in the water, so I'm going to go back and have a look at it, see what it is, see if it's something that needs to be removed. Turtle shell, something's eaten him, big time. Yeah, wow. So a big shark's had a chomp off his head and taken somebody's shell with it. Legs are all gone. Oh, okay. Well, that can stay there. For one thing, it's going to be rotten and stink like hell. And for another, I expect it's going to sink before too much longer. The fish will come and eat out some more of the meat and that'll go down.
I am so glad that I can speed up the playback on this video. I do not a bad job of building a fish. I get all the meat off, all the good bits, but I'm painfully slow at it. Always have been. Back when my mother was alive, she was great at it. She was really quick and got every single bone out. Her dad was pretty good too, he just wasn't as quick as Mum, but for some reason I just didn't inherit that talent from either of them. On the other hand, I do a really neat, quick job of field dressing a pig, so I'm not totally inept. Now the bycatch. Just going to bag the bonito up and freeze it because I'll make good fillets
for bait, but I'll freeze it whole and I'll thaw it out and fill it for bait, and then I'll throw the frame in for burley. Here's a quick look at the bait that the bonito schools were smashing up. It's only tiny, they regurgitated that once I caught them.
Well, that was it for the trip. I caught 2 mackerel. I lost another fairly big one. I caught a few grinners on the rig from Mr. Bait as well, and apart from the one I lost, I didn't catch anything on my rig. So I know what I'll be using in future. That seems to be the go. I trolled around for a little bit longer after the last shot in the video after mackerel. I would have liked to get another one, but really with that personal best we had plenty to eat. So I wasn't disappointed to head off and try and pick up some squid before I went home. I'll put a separate video up on that because this one's long enough, but I do want to put a video up on it because I'm pretty proud of my squidding prowess lately. Not that I can take too much credit for it because Mr. Bait put me onto the right jig and gave me a few clues on how to do it, and that just turned the corner for 18 months of frustration. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. If you'd like to see more of my videos, go to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that like button, comment and subscribe for more. Until next time, good fishing.